So this week, you're going to really love this. We have a segment created by, drum roll, please, Kees Kloosterboer, Patricia Piccinini, an Australian artist. Now, her work is an amazing it's amazing, and in a way controversial. And I suggest you look her up because she has many other art installations, and we're really grateful for. I'm going to stick with Kees if you don't mind for providing this for us. So it runs a bit long, so it's 9 minutes. It's not usually not what we do. And so this week we're not going to have an ANAGLYPH jukebox or a Paul Hutchins 3D journey due to the fact that how many ANAGLYPH movies it gets tiring. We all know that. We're all in the business. We love it, but this is what it boils down to. If you have stereo picture, you're going to be able to see it in all its beautiful glory and side by side in 3D. So without further ado, Joseph, if you can, and Herb Wien is not with us this week, so we're short staffed but in the capable hands of Joe Pedotto. So I'm going to sit back and enjoy this because it's really pretty cool, man. See you in a minute.
The artificial development and modification of nature and the consequences of this is an important topic in the work of Patricia Piccinini. A chimera is a creature from Greek mythology, composed of parts of different animals. It is also the term for new life forms that arise from the artificial merging of DNA from humans, animals, and plants. This technique is called CRISPR. Piccinini discusses relationships between humans and animals, or to creatures that appear to be the product of genetics manipulation. Are we separate from animals, and does this give us the right to use and alter them for our benefit? Against the background of current bioethical debates about the implications of CRISPR for humanity, Piccinini focuses our attention on the chimeras themselves and our responsibility towards these new creatures. She wants us to think about their place within our ecosystem. Are they our servants or our children? The commentary is spoken by Patricia Piccinini.
The work reflects on the beauty and strangeness of nature. The creature seems strange, but think about the peacock. It's so at odds with the way we would engineer creatures, which puts usefulness above everything else. Big Mother's a very personal work for me, and it's a direct response to two experiences. One is the story told to me, and the other is my own difficult experience breastfeeding my son Hector. That's why the mother is breastfeeding. The story I was told revolves around a baboon who, grieving the death of her baby, steals a human baby girl as a surrogate. The little girl survived, but I was interested in the baboon. Her story was so sad and so universal. I was struck by the way her grief blinded her to the difference between species, suggesting that this difference might not be as fundamental as we think. Nestled within the grotto are a series of 3 small figures, which I call the eagle eggmen. Each figure cradles a little pouch full of eggs, suggesting that they have some sort of role to play in husbanding the eggs. The Young Family was the first work I made that really made an impact. Difference, empathy, maternity, technology, the use of other animals to generate human replacement organs. It's a work that's animated by emotion, the love of a mother for her children, and we can really see it in the work. What if you had to choose to end the life of her child to save the life of your own? Many of my works present a technologized form of nature. The stags are a kind of snapshot from an ecology of mechanical wildlife that we will never see. In this work, we see three unique individuals, each set at a different point on a continuum of greater or less animalness. However, the point is not their difference, it is their connection. I imagine that perhaps these are the only two creatures of their kind. Their location within a caravan is very deliberate. A caravan is a space that is almost a house, but temporary, not rooted in one spot. It's domestic but also mobile. And so the couple have the privacy that their intimacy requires. They feel alone, unprecedented and unique in their experience of life. However, they may feel alone, but they are young and a couple. They represent the potential of life and energy of youth. They carry the possibility of reproduction and the possibility of a future outside of our control. Even if their origin is within human control, Their destiny is in their own hands.
An exceptional exhibition with philosophical questions.
Case, you can unmute. Did that end at the right spot? Oh, I can't hear you. You can unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah, you did end at the right spot. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Because I wasn't sure because I had to run it. My friend, you took us on an interesting journey. That was as thought-provoking as you could possibly. And what better way than 3D? I'm going to give you one of these before we get into all this.
Thank you.
Man, that was great. What camera were you using to shoot that? I'm going to remove my spotlight so we can both see it.
Okay. I started out the first day I went there and I had my Fuji 3D the W3 with me, but I was so impressed about with the exhibition, so I went the next day, and then I took with me my Sony, a mono camera, but then with a string attached to the camera, and put one end on my foot and the other end on the camera, and if you pull it straight, you have a kind of a fixed placement. And then I went to 2-3 hours on this exhibition to take pictures, because I loved it so much.
How did you find out about Piccinini, her work? Okay, it's a running joke, but how did you find out about her work?
I occasionally go to visit museums, and especially ones that deal with art that is already in 3D, because I like that more than paintings and things and drawings. So I got an information about this exhibition, and I thought, well, it looks great, so let's go. And then when I went there, I was flabbergasted, and I went the next day again and stayed there a whole afternoon, just taking a lot of pictures. And then working my way to make a show of it.
I can see why. It really lends itself to 3D, and we're so thankful that you chose to capture that as a subject, because it really is thought-provoking. I can't think of anything better, but between AI and what we know about genetics, it just resonates at a level that an artist is able to do. I mean, it resonates. How long have you been shooting 3D?
I started, I think, in 2002, about that, and then at first with a mono camera, even an ordinary webcam with 360, 640 pictures. But when I found out you could make stereo pictures with, I was thrilled, and then I bought 2 cheap cameras and connected them on a bar and used the finger sync. And after I joined the Stereoscopic Association in Holland, I learned about Co van Ekeren. Maybe you know the name. Nobody know, but he was a guy who coupled cameras, the Sony Cybershot he coupled, and there I bought my first stereo camera, and later on the second one. And then the W3, and now the Beam Pro. So that's my career in 3D.
And now, quickly, where are you now located, other than on the beach in the Bahamas, which I prefer to be?
I live in Delft for a long time, in Holland, and it's next to Rotterdam.
What was your first exposure to 3D? When did you?
Oh, well, that's funny. A long time ago, I went to a 3D film festival in The Hague, and after I learned a long time after that it was organized by the 3D club in Holland, but I didn't know that by then. So I went there and I went every day to see a movie because I was flabbergasted. I thought this is the way it should look like. It's not no other way. A flat movie is is half of the fun. So then that was the moment I was really triggered by 3D, and then it took quite a while before I found out I could make 3D myself.
Did you have an interest in photography before that?
Not really, not much. No,
What was
no.
your career? What was your career?
My professional career. I was a social worker in The Hague and working with people with all kinds of problems, psychological problems, financial problems, all kinds of things like that. And it was great fun doing it. Yeah. And
Yeah,
now
and
I'm retired.
yeah, and this is like a wonderful second life for you here because this
Yeah.
that I admire what you've done and the service you created. You've accomplished in your life. That's a dedication, and
Thank you.
you went over it, but very lightly. But that's a cherished occupation that
Mhm.
is great social impact. So that we all
Yeah.
appreciate that. But it leaves a mark on you. You can't just walk away from that work. So it's wonderful that you found this other thing to do
Mhm.
to relieve some of that. Because I'm sure some of that you can't just go through that life without having to carry some of that stuff with you. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so now, what else are you planning to shoot?
Oh my God. At this moment, I have contact with the historical association in Delft, and they're planning to advise de gemeente, de municipal, nou ja, the government, the local government, to how to preserve historical things and buildings and how to make them shine more for the tourists and things like that. And I offered them to make 3D pictures of what they're about to explain to the others so that they can make a nice show and show them also the ideas that they have with this by making probably some AI pictures from what they're trying to achieve. So then that you take a picture of the original status, you remove what they want to have removed, and then make it 3D again, and so they can present it to the government. Things like that.
Yeah, who has seen this? Who else has seen this? What you made here, a little documentary thing you did. Anybody else?
Yeah, the stereoscopic union in Holland. All things I make, I try to present over there. Only the very personal things as holidays and things I keep them for myself because I don't want to annoy everybody with that.
Well, man, you certainly have a talent, and we all appreciate the being able to share that your
Mhm.
experiences and your talent. That because those are nice shots. Where did you actually learn? Did you learn from books? Because 3D we all know is full of landmines, right? So
Mhm.
how did you learn? Because you did a very good job on the close-ups. That's all good stuff, man. That's really great.
Yeah, yeah. The Stereo Club in Holland has a booklet every 3 months, and in that there are several people explaining what they've learned and how they do things, and that's really the way I learned how to take 3D pictures because there's a lot of knowledge in the club, and they're preparing to share that with the others.
Well, now we got a connection with the club. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, I would love to show more work from you guys because if you're any example of what's going on there, I mean, I would love to show more images. Um, how long has that club, that stereo club been around?
Um, yeah, a little longer than the ISU because the founders of the ISU were already in the Dutch Stereo Club. I don't know exactly when it started, but it's in 1970, I think, something
Okay.
like that.
And do they also do stereo cards and all that stuff, or are they just into this type of more modern stuff?
They were working with how do you call it? With pictures, real pictures, and no digital pictures because they weren't there already. So they had quite a lot of shows with 4 projectors and the tape recorder running it, and there was always a mix-up because if the slides on the right side and the projectors and things like that, that's always a lot of hassle. Our life is much easier with digital cameras nowadays.
Yeah, to say the least. And we've all been through that, trying to get
Yeah.
the projectors to work and the filters and the whole thing. And then
Yeah,
the worst
yeah.
part of it all, though, Case, is packing it up and leaving.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's the hard. It's you have all the enthusiasm when you set it up, but it's like, oh my God, I got to go home now.
Yeah.
So really, that's amazing. And now that we've got a contact with you, I would love if you wanted. Is this the only video you've done, or have you done any more?
No, I make about 30 a year, but most of them are private. And occasionally when I go to a museum, I take all my cameras with me and try to shoot something that's worthwhile. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not.
That's the way the game goes.
That's the way, yeah.
But if you have some stuff, well, it would be fun to share that too.
Yeah, I even have some shorter material because it's
yeah. If you're doing that,
quite long.
If you're doing that many, 5 minutes, it would be fun to see what else you've got going on over there. It's a wonderful tour of a different part of the world. And that artist, again, getting back to her for a moment.
Yeah.
So you were not familiar with her until you went to that.
No.
Wow.
And I found the commentary that she speaks in the show is I found it on YouTube. She was there talking about her work, and she had some of the works in pictures of it she showed, and then she made a comment about it, and I could rip the sound from this show and split it up and use it wherever it fitted in my show. And so that's why she's talking herself in my show.
I was, that was right in front of me. I never even asked, but yeah, that was so beautifully. Now, do you have a loom pad or anything? You familiar with that glasses-free display?
Oh no, I've no loom pad. I have a Zalman 3D monitor, and I have 2 the 3D televisions at home. So that's how I do it.
It might be of interest when you're dealing with the museums, particularly.
Yeah, to show things. Yeah.
That may be an area to explore.
Yeah.
But we're forever indebted to you. I forever apologize for not getting your name right. I got the at the back now. Got it. So, matter of fact, I'm sticking with Kees.
Thank you.
If you don't mind. Nice. Although spelling Kees, 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 that was kind of tough on me, man.
Yeah.
But I would have never guessed it. But you are such a delightful person.
Thank you.
You have a welcome here anytime, and you know that we appreciate it. You have now. I'm never going to eat bacon and think again and not think about this show, but it was fantastic. You left us all. You left us all. Certainly different than you found us. I can tell you that. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.